Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into a topic that needs a lot of clarity and, frankly, care. We're looking at how fertility yoga fits into the whole IVF journey, phase by phase. We've gathered quite a bit of info on what helps, what might not, and crucially, when you need to be extra careful.
Yeah, it's definitely a topic where timing is everything, isn't it? What feels great one week could actually be not recommended the next.
Yeah.
So our goal today is pretty straightforward. Cut through any confusion, give you a clear guide for each stage, stimulation, retrieval, transfer. The idea is to help you get the benefits of yoga, like stress reduction and maybe better circulation, without taking any risks with your treatment.
Okay, let's unpack that. Because when you say yoga, lots of people think flexibility, maybe tough poses, getting a workout in. But it sounds like for IVF, the goal is completely different. Why does something seemingly simple like gentle movement matter when you're dealing with, well, high-tech medicine?
That's a great question. And it's key to remember, yoga here is complementary. It absolutely doesn't replace your medical care. Its real strength is in helping manage your internal state. When you're under chronic stress, your body makes more cortisol.
Ah, the fight or flight stuff.
Exactly. And consistently high cortisol.
Mm.
It can actually interfere with the hormonal pathways needed for reproduction. Things like ovulation, maybe even implantation. So these gentle yoga practices, they're mostly aimed at lowering that stress load, switching on the rest and digest system, the parasympathetic nervous system. And as a bonus, improving circulation, getting good blood flow down to the pelvic area, the reproductive organs.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like using yoga to help regulate things from the inside out. So if the aim is relaxation, not a sweaty workout, what specific yoga style should people look for during an IVF cycle?
Right, you want the styles that focus on rest and support, not effort. The sources point strongly to three main ones. First, restorative yoga. This one uses tons of props, bolsters, blankets, blocks to hold you comfortably in poses for a long time. Real deep relaxation. Then there's yin yoga. It involves holding gentle stretches for longer periods, focusing more on connective tissues. And finally, just good old hatha yoga, but the slow-paced kind. Basic postures, careful alignment, nothing too strenuous.
Got it. Slow, supportive, lots of props. Okay, now the really critical part. Safety. What absolutely has to be avoided no matter what stage of IVF you're in.
This is non-negotiable. Anything intense or vigorous is off the table from the day you start your meds right through to the end. The absolute #1 no-no is hot yoga. Any style, Bikram, whatever, done in a heated room, overheating, dehydration. These are real risks that could potentially impact egg quality, maybe even sperm quality. So raising your core body temp significantly, just don't.
Okay, crystal clear on the heat. What about those more athletic yoga classes, the ones that feel like a real workout?
Yeah, skip those completely for now. Things like power yoga, fast vinyasa flows, anything with jumping or a lot of intense core work, that kind of aggressive abdominal compression or like jostling movements. It's just not worth the potential risk when your ovaries are stimulated or you're hoping for implantation.
And it really sounds like finding the right instructor is key here, given how specialized this is. You can't just walk into any yoga studio.
Oh, definitely not. You really need to find instructors who have specific training in fertility yoga or at least prenatal yoga. They understand the physical changes happening, the risks at different stages, and crucially, they know the safe modifications.
Yeah.
Like how to use a blanket to support a gentle twist instead of doing a deep compressing one. A general teacher just wouldn't have that specific knowledge.
That leads us perfectly into the timeline. Let's start with phase 1, ovarian stimulation. The big physical change here is the ovaries getting, well, much bigger than usual.
Exactly. That's super important to understand. During stims, your ovaries, normally about the size of an almond, can swell up significantly, sometimes like grapefruits, even bigger, because of all the follicles growing. And this creates a risk. It's rare, but it's serious. Ovarian torsion.
Ovarian torsion. Okay, that sounds bad. What exactly is that?
Torsion basically means the enlarged ovary twists on its own stalk, the part that connects it and supplies blood. When it twists, it cuts off its blood supply. It's incredibly painful, and it's a true medical emergency requiring surgery right away. So during stimulation, our main goal with movement is to avoid anything that could potentially cause that twisting or put intense pressure on the abdomen.
Wow. Okay, the stakes are high. So knowing that, what specific movements are completely off limits during those couple of weeks of injections?
We need to avoid anything that involves strong twisting or compressing the core. So no deep twists, no intense abdominal work, forget crunches or planks for now, and definitely no advanced inversions like headstands or shoulder stands where there's a lot of pressure. Also things with sudden jerky movements or high impact, Light walking is usually fine, but no running or jumping.
Hold on, you mentioned avoiding inversions like headstands, but I often hear legs up the wall recommended for fertility. Why is one okay later, but the other is a no-go during stims? What's the key difference?
That's a really good question, and it highlights the nuance here. The difference is the intensity and the strain involved. Legs up the wall or Viparita Karani is passive. Your hips are usually supported, your legs are relaxed against the wall. It's gentle, helps with fluid drainage, promotes rest. But advanced inversions like headstands require significant core strength. They can compress the abdomen and put strain on pelvic ligaments. With enlarged ovaries, that pressure and strain just isn't safe. It could potentially disrupt blood flow or just be really uncomfortable, increasing that torsion risk.
Ah, okay, that distinction makes perfect sense. Passive versus active strain. So, dealing with the bloating and backache that often comes with stims, what can you safely do? What's recommended?
We want gentle movement for the spine and some supported opening. Cat-cow stretch is fantastic, on your hands and knees, gently arching and rounding the back. It mobilizes the spine without any strain, really helps with lower back aches. Also, child's pose, balasana. It's the go-to resting pose. And definitely keep your knees wide apart. That makes space for the belly and feels much better with bloating.
And maybe a gentle hip opener for circulation, but supported.
Yes, exactly. Reclined bound angle pose, lying on your back, soles of the feet together, knees out. But the key is support. You absolutely need to slide pillows, bolsters, or blankets under your knees so your legs can completely relax. No stretching sensation, just gentle opening.
Makes sense. And let's not forget breathing. Especially when anxiety ramps up during all the waiting, breath is sometimes the only thing you feel you can control.
It's honestly your most powerful tool. Focusing on diaphragmatic breathing, or belly breathing, is crucial. Taking slow, deep breaths into the belly signals to your nervous system that it's okay to relax. It activates that parasympathetic rest and digest state. You can also try box breathing. Inhale for a count of 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold empty for 4. It gives your mind something simple and calming to focus on.
Okay, moving along the timeline to phase 2, egg retrieval and the recovery afterwards. It's a procedure, maybe minor, but still requires some recovery. People often feel bloated, crampy.
That's right. In the days leading up to retrieval, continuing with very gentle yoga can be good for managing that pre-procedure anxiety. Restorative poses are great here too. Legs up the wall is good. Maybe a very gentle seated forward bend, but making sure not to fold too deeply over your abdomen. Just aiming to calm the nerves, stretch the back a little.
What about immediately after retrieval, say the first day or two when you're really feeling it?
The advice is pretty much total rest initially. The focus has to be on healing. Your ovaries are still enlarged and sensitive, maybe a bit sore from the procedure. The torsion risk, while lower, might still be there. Plus, cramping, bloating. You really need to listen to your doctor, but generally wait at least a week, maybe 2, before resuming any kind of vigorous activity. That includes strenuous yoga, running, heavy lifting. Give your body time.
And for that post-retrieval discomfort, the bloating, maybe some cramping, are there any gentle poses that can help specifically with that?
Yeah, we can go back to some gentle favorites, but carefully. Child's pose is still great for relieving that feeling of pressure. And a very gentle supine twist lying on your back, bringing knees towards the chest and gently letting them fall to one side. The absolute key here is gentle. Keep both shoulders firmly on the floor. Don't force the twist. It's just about encouraging a little movement, maybe helping digestion, easing bloat without straining anything.
Okay, which brings us to maybe the most emotionally charged phase, embryo transfer, and that infamous 2-week, the TWW. The anxiety levels can be sky high here.
Oh, definitely. Emotionally, it's often the toughest part. Physically, the yoga focus shifts entirely to relaxation, avoiding any strain, avoiding overheating, and just offering emotional support. And it's really important to manage expectations here. Yoga supports you through the process. It helps keep stress low, which creates a better internal environment. But it doesn't physically make implantation happen.
So how can yoga help with that really acute anxiety, like right before the transfer procedure itself, sitting in the waiting room?
Breathwork is your best friend again. A technique like the 4-7-8 breath is perfect for this. You breathe in quietly through your nose for 4 counts, hold the breath gently for 7 counts, and then exhale slowly and completely through your mouth for 8 counts. That long exhale is incredibly effective at calming the nervous system almost immediately. It's something you can do discreetly anywhere.
And during the 2-week wait itself, when you might feel like you shouldn't even move, what does restorative practice look like then?
The key word is definitely supported. You want supported rest. Supported savasana, or corpse pose, is essential. Maybe put a rolled blanket under your knees to ease lower back tension, a pillow under your head. Just allow your body to completely relax. This helps keep that cortisol down. Legs up the wall is also highly recommended during the TWOW. It's restorative, helps circulation, feels calming, but involves zero strain.
And just lying on your side? Simple side-lying poses must be useful too, just for comfort.
Absolutely. Lying on your side, maybe with a pillow between your knees, is often very comfortable and promotes good circulation to the uterus without any pressure on the abdomen. Really, the main message for the 2-week wait is consistency with gentle practices, breathing, maybe some meditation, matters far more than any physical exertion. Keep calm, keep comfortable.
Now, before we finish up, we should definitely touch on the other half of the equation. IVF involves partners. Does yoga offer similar benefits for the male partner going through this?
Yes, it absolutely can. For men, the primary benefits are, again, stress reduction. Chronic stress is known to negatively affect testosterone and sperm quality. And improved circulation is beneficial for male reproductive health, too. Plus, just the general well-being boost from managing stress is helpful for couples going through this together.
Are there any particular poses often recommended for male fertility?
Generally, poses that help counteract long periods of sitting and improve blood flow to the pelvis are good. Things like hip openers, such as butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana, sitting with the soles of the feet together. And gentle back bends like cobra pose, Bhujangasana, can help release tension in the lower back, which often holds stress.
And the same warning about heat applies to men too.
Yes, definitely. Men should also avoid hot yoga. Anything that significantly raises scrotal temperature can be detrimental to sperm production and quality. So avoiding extreme heat and tight compression in the groin area is important.
This has been incredibly helpful, I think, really mapping out the do's and don'ts phase by phase. The main takeaway seems clear. The right kind of yoga, gentle, mindful, restorative, can be a fantastic support tool for your body and mind during IVF, as long as you prioritize safety.
Exactly. Consistency with those gentle styles like Hatha, Yin, or restorative is what helps. And understanding that modifications aren't optional, they're essential depending on where you are in your cycle. Safety always, always comes before intensity.
And that brings us to our final and really essential point for everyone listening.
Yes, it is so crucial to remember that everything we've discussed today is purely for educational purposes. It is absolutely not professional medical advice. For any decisions about your actual IVF treatment, your movement, anything clinical, you must always talk directly to your fertility specialist or your medical team. They know your specific situation.
And if you are interested in learning more about the complete IVF process, you can find a wealth of information at IVF4Me, IVF4Me.com.